The state of Texas Tech was the subject of an annual event held this week on campus. Coming up, we'll have the details on where the university stands in the first year of its second century.
The last week of September means that midterms, exams, and projects are just around the corner. Find out how one campus group helped to reduce midterm stress and increase success by informing students about some free academic resources.
Texas Tech soccer, volleyball, and football are all on the schedule this weekend, facing conference opponents here on campus and beyond. MCTV's Rico Holland will have all the details in sports.
And a long-running local tradition is nearing its end for this year, but you still have time to join in on the fun. Find out how you can save a few dollars and enjoy a night at the Panhandle South Plains Fair.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Madilyn Coyne.
And I'm Beaumariage. Less than a year ago, Texas Tech closed out its centennial celebration marking the 100th anniversary of the university. 2024
is the first year of Texas Tech's second century of service to the educational community. And yesterday, a special event was held to give an update on the university's status as we end the year of year 101. On Thursday afternoon, TTU President Lawrence Skuvinek gave his annual State of the University address in front of a packed crowd in the Majan Theater. Skuvinek highlighted several milestones for the university, including a new record fall enrollment that pushed the total number of students past the 41,000 mark for the first time. The address also highlighted students at the university telling stories of why they chose Texas Tech. Skuvinek also mentioned several faculty and staff and their accomplishments, but he took the time to thank the university community as a whole for all they do.
Together, we are positioning Texas Tech as a leader in higher education. None of this would be possible without you. Your passion and unwavering commitment are what makes Texas Tech truly exceptional. As we move into our second century, our commitment is steadfast, our impact is meaningful, and our future is bright.
Along with talking about the current status of Texas Tech, President Skuvinek also mentioned several future initiatives for the university. One of those initiatives is a strategic enrollment plan that includes a focus on establishing an online school and increasing financial literacy among students. The annual State of the University address is given by the president each fall.
It may be hard to believe, but midterms are just about to start here at Texas Tech. With that in mind, a campus group organized an event to help students prepare for one of the most stressful times of the semester. The Road to Midterms event took place yesterday in the Sub Ballroom. The event kicked off at 10 a.m. and featured free food, study supplies, and representatives from a variety of free campus resources that are available to all Red Raiders. Students could also take advantage of dedicated study spaces throughout the ballroom to do homework or midterm planning. Red Raider Academic Success organized yesterday's event. Senior Director Brandon Cruz said Road to Midterms was scheduled before the middle of the semester to give students a chance to prepare for exams and projects.
I think the biggest thing to take away is that there's time right now to make a plan for midterms. There's time to make smart choices and smart decisions as you get ready for those major papers, assignments, exams that are coming up through the month of October. So take advantage of it. Utilize the resources that we have to offer. We as a university want to see all of our students be successful. And so if there's any advice I would give, it's take advantage of what we have to offer.
Will Lopez, Program Director for Supplemental Instruction, and Margie Crawford, an Administrator at the Learning Center, were on hand at yesterday's event to help educate attendees on the benefits each program offers to Red Raiders.
The goal of our offices of Learning Center and SI is to really promote student success, academic success outside the classroom. We want to make sure that we know college is hard and classes are hard, and so we want to provide those opportunities for our students to learn from other students who have been successful in these courses.
And we're also a free resource.
Yes.
It's something, so for example, the Learning Center is just a drop-in free tutoring service. You don't have to make an appointment, which is the beauty of our service. You just show up and then our SAs will guide you to a tutor that is available to help you with a class or course that you're struggling with, and then same with SI.
The Road to Midterms event wrapped up yesterday afternoon at 2 p.m. But if you missed it, you still have time to take advantage of the free academic resources available for students. For much more information, contact one of your college's student success specialists. You can find a complete list by visiting studentengagement.ttu.edu and clicking on Student Success Specialist near the top of the page.
The Sub-West Plaza between the Sub and the library features a rotating schedule of student groups who use the space for awareness, recruitment, and fundraising. And earlier this week, one of those groups decided to raise some money by getting passerbys to stop and enjoy some messy fun. The Texas Tech Filipino Student Association spent Monday morning and early afternoon in the Sub-West Plaza hosting their Pie and Officer event. From 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., officers from the organization sat down to be pied by fellow Red Raiders and help support FSA. Students wanting to participate could pay $3 for one pie or $5 for two. Nicholas Villon, the historian for FSA, says the event was organized to help the group with their financial needs.
The money donated or fundraised right now goes to our budget, and it helps FSA, helps the event process for FSA go smoother. We can pay for merch, for more events, we can do more things basically.
The Filipino Student Organization is a multicultural student group that celebrates and brings awareness to the heritage of the Philippines. Vilon says that all students are invited to join, regardless of whether or not they have a connection to the islands in Southeast Asia. For more information on FSA and their upcoming events, you can follow the group on Facebook and Instagram.
The fall season is officially here, but you may not have noticed much difference between this week and the last days of summer.
The evenings have been cooler, but will we see any changes to daytime temperatures as we head into October? Chief Weather Specialist Elisabeth Herring joins us now in the studio with more details on this weekend's weather and beyond in the MCTV forecast. Elisabeth?
Well, that's certainly correct. We saw a cooler start to the beginning of this week, and I know many of us thought fall was here to stay. Unfortunately, temperatures did warm up as we moved throughout the week to the upper 80s. Some of the South Plains seeing 90 degrees this week. And while we have clear, sunny skies here at Texas Tech, that is not the case for everyone. Hurricane Helene is expected to make landfall today off the panhandle of Florida. Right now, it is a Category 2 hurricane with wind speeds up to 120 miles per hour. However, as it makes landfall, that could increase to a Category 4 hurricane with wind speeds up to 150 miles per hour. And while winds are definitely a cause for concern, another concern is going to be the storm surge off the Gulf Coast. Sea levels could rise to 12 plus feet, causing flooding throughout the area. So if you have any friends or family in Florida or the surrounding area, go ahead and give them a call this weekend to check in and make sure they're doing okay. Well, tonight here in the South Plains, lows in the 50s and lower 60s across the area. Snyder, Jayden, 60 degrees tonight. Turkey, 56. Demet, 55. Plainview, 53 with clear skies. Tomorrow, warming up pretty significantly. Once again, sunny skies throughout the South Plains area. Highs in the lower 90s, upper 80s across the area. Snyder, 88. Spur, 91. Turkey, 90, as well as Matador up in Plainview, 88 degrees. And sunny skies as well, so another warm one tomorrow. Tonight, low of 58 here locally in Lubbock. Tomorrow, warming up to a warm 92 degrees and sunny skies. As we take a look into our weekend, temperatures remaining about the same. Saturday, 90 degrees once again. Sunday, high of 89, lows in the upper 50s as we head into the rest of next week. Highs staying pretty warm. Monday, 93, Tuesday, Wednesday, 86 and 87. Thursday back in the 90s with a high of 91, lows in the lower 60s and upper 50s. Well, Saturday is a home Texas Tech football game, and it's going to start off pretty warm, around 87 degrees and sunny skies. It starts at 7 p.m. Halftime, 80 degrees, so cooling off pretty significantly and then dropping by the end of the game to 72 degrees. So while it might be warm at the beginning of the game, go ahead and bring a light jacket or a sweater with you for that end of the game just because it could get a little bit chillier. Well, I'm Elizabeth, and it is back to y'all.
Thanks, Elizabeth. The university calendar has been nonstop this week with dozens of events for the Red Raider community. Tuesday night, Texas Tech Fraternity and Sorority Life hosted a special presentation called From Fraternity Letters to Inmate Numbers in the Sub Allen Theater. Leo Serrato, a former member of a fraternity at Fresno State, was involved in an alcohol-related hazing incident that resulted in the death of a former member and led to Serrato's incarceration. The presentation was meant to bring attention to the dangers of hazing for Texas Tech's Greek community.
I think that a lot of us don't quite understand what things can even be classified as hazing, and that events like this kind of really help shine a light on things that might have even happened to members of the community themselves that didn't even realize were hazing, and can help them prevent that from happening in the future in their own chapters.
Yesterday, the College of Business held the fall edition of the Rawls Career Fair at the Lubbock Memorial Civic Center. Students in the college could visit with representatives from more than 100 companies and organizations as they look for internships, jobs, or just consider their future career paths. But more than Rawls students could take advantage of this biannual opportunity.
The Rawls College of Business Career Fair is for Rawls College of Business majors each fall and spring semester. Non-business majors are allowed to attend near the end of the fair from 1 to 3, and we usually have anywhere from 130 employers up to about 160, and then we usually have about 1,500 to 1,800 students that attend each semester.
And tomorrow, the Texas Tech campus will celebrate Family Weekend over 3 days and more than 20 events. Families can enjoy open houses, meals, entertainment, or even stop by the Rec Center's leisure pool. The biggest event of the weekend is Saturday's football game against Cincinnati, including the pregame, tailgating, and music performance in Raider Alley. For a full list of this weekend's events, visit TTU Parent and Family Relations website listed on your screen and click on Family Weekend.
Speaking of the football game, the Red Raiders are hoping for a positive finish to a 3-game home stretch. But they aren't the only team facing Big 12 competition this weekend.
MCTV's Rico Holland joins us now with a rundown of all the biggest action on the schedule for Tech athletics and sports. Rico?
Thanks, Cooper and Madilyn. Texas Tech Athletics has a stacked lineup on tap this weekend, featuring a pair of soccer matches, the start of conference play for Red Raider volleyball, and Tech football looking to make a statement this weekend in their upcoming matchup. Starting on the pitch, the Red Raiders are looking to set the field of plays as they ride a 6-match winning streak, including a pair of conference wins against Utah and number 12 ranked Oklahoma State University over the weekend. The wins propelled Tech back into the USCA Top 25 poll, sitting at number 25 in the country. With that in mind, the Red Raiders are looking to continue the momentum as they take on Kansas State on the road later this evening. First touch for tonight's match is at 7 p.m. The Red Raiders will finish off that road trip on Sunday as they take on Houston at 1 p.m. Both games will be available to stream on ESPN+. Texas Tech volleyball will be on the hook for a pair of matches this week as they enter Big 12 conference play. The Red Raiders are looking to turn things around after losing 2 of 3 matches in the 305 Challenge last weekend. This weekend provides a fresh start as they head to the Beehive State to take on number 17 ranked BYU and the University of Utah. Tech will take on Utah at 8 p.m. Central tonight and then face BYU at 2 p.m. on Saturday. You can catch both those games as well on ESPN+. Now moving over to the gridiron, since Joey McGuire took over as Tech's head coach 3 years ago, one thing he's wanted to make certain is that the Red Raiders were a force to be reckoned with when they play at home at the Jones AT&T Stadium. The Red Raiders currently hold a 5-game win streak at home dating back to the 2023 season, including last week's impressive 30-22 win over Arizona State. Baron Morton threw for 201 yards and a pair of touchdowns to Josh Kelly and Jaron Carlos Miller II, while Taj Brooks rushed for 117 yards, moving to 5th all-time in career rushing yards. McGuire thanked Red Raider fans for the continued support throughout this early season during Monday's press conference. He asked Red Raiders fans to show up and show out once again as they look to start 2-0 in conference play for the first time since 2013.
I just want to start out by thanking our fans. It's the second week in a row that it's been a little tropical in Lubbock, Texas. I know some people have gotten sunburned, and man, it's just awesome to be at a place that people show up and they make such a big difference. We have a true home field advantage, and so I can't thank our fans enough. We're going to need you Saturday night. Cincinnati's a really good football team. I'm going to talk about them here in a few minutes, but they're a really good football team, and man, Jones AT&T's got to be the toughest place in America to play, and y'all just keep doing it, and y'all keep showing up, and I appreciate you.
McGuire believes the Big 12 Conference is wide open right now, and that Saturday's matchup will be a huge game for Tech as they move forward with conference play. They will be taking on a 3-1 Cincinnati squad that, like Tech, suffered an early Week 2 loss, but has now since won 2 straight games to gain momentum. Unlike the past 2 weeks, Saturday's game will be under the lights with a 7 p.m. kickoff. Fans in attendance are encouraged to wear black to Saturday's game, and Red Raiders who can't be there can watch the game on ESPN2. That's all for Texas Tech Sports. Be sure to check in on some of the action this weekend. There's plenty to go around. Now back to Cooper and Madilyn.
Thanks, Rico. Tech athletics aren't the only ones with a busy calendar this weekend. There's dozens of events going on both on and off campus from now through Sunday.
One of those events is heading into its last days before closing down for another year. But in the meantime, you still have a chance to grab a corn dog, a lemonade, and jump on a roller coaster for a wild ride. The 107th edition of the Panhandle South Plains Fair is ongoing at the fairgrounds east of campus off the Marcia Sharp Freeway. The annual 10-day event features food vendors, agricultural exhibits, local businesses, and midway full of rides and games. The fair started last Thursday, and since then, thousands of area residents have enjoyed the fall tradition, which started in 1914. The fair includes several promotional days, including tonight's College Night. Students with a college ID can get into the fair for $5 all evening. Today is also Wristband Day, with $40 wristbands available for unlimited rides in the Midway from 3 to 11 p.m. The 107th Annual Panhandle South Plains Fair continues from now through Saturday, with paid admission today and tomorrow from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.
So, Madilyn, have you had a chance to check out this year's fair?
I haven't yet, but I will have to because I love some funnel cake. What about you, Cooper?
I actually went there last week with my friends. It was a great time.
That's good.
That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.